Hi again, welcome back. Been a minute since my last video. I'm just sort of processing the latest announcement and the quite explosive reaction from the community, and particularly a very vocal negative reaction to this announcement. Yeah, I've got mixed opinions myself, so let's talk about it together. So the announcement is that booster packs are going to be sold more. They've been testing it for a while now, but they're going to sell them in boxes, introducing the new format Realm Rift, which is essentially like drafts, building a deck that doesn't have the realm rule. So mixed realm decks that you build out of booster sets. I haven't played this before, this format, but there'll be more information about all this soon. The controversy is that this will replace Chapter 1 boxes. So when this comes into effect some point soon, you would then only be able to get Chapter 1 cards from the booster set. Now, this is something that Akroma had previously said, or at least members of Akroma, of the Akroma core team had previously said would never happen. There have always been people that have voted against boosters existing within Akroma, but the overall consensus was it's fine if they do, but make it so we can still buy Chapter 1 cards directly. Because that was some of the thing about Akroma, it was always accessible to collect everything. Perhaps some of the promotional cards that were seasonal. So this is a change that a lot of people didn't like, especially as they feel like they were promised it wouldn't have happened before. And I completely understand that, and I feel that way too. I do have a lot of positivity and optimism about it, which I will talk about in a moment. But first I want to broaden the picture of why a lot of people are upset. If you, I don't know if any of you would have seen, but I did a video in December where I highlighted so much awesome stuff that had happened across last year with Akroma, and there was a lot. They had a really good momentum. Getting people really involved. Every week there was interactive YouTubes, there was tournaments, the guild got paid to come out to Comic-Con. There was so much potential, and then it flatlined for a while. And this is what I talked about in December. I talked about like I was disheartened that everything seemed to have stopped, all engagement stopped for various valid reasons. And I ended that December video with, okay, we've started to get some announcements and interactions again. I'm hopeful for the future. Now, almost a year on, 9 months on, I'm basically in the same boat still. There's been some tiny spikes of interaction and things happening, but overall, you know, the app still isn't working. It keeps getting promised. The Kickstarter still isn't finished. Heroes and the tabletop game just seem to have been scrapped or just not talked about at the moment. And the latest chapters keep getting postponed. So right now I've been waiting for Norso 2. A lot of people received this new announcement, assume it was Norso 2. But that was saying no, that's still delayed. Instead, we're making this change. Now, as I said before, a lot of those reasons are really valid. They're an independent small business, which I know I work with many independent businesses, and within the first year or few years, there's like no profit whatsoever, and it's a lot of putting yourself completely into it. They're a very small team. I believe that they lost some of the members of team. The team swapped around. There'd be all sorts of stuff on the business side that obviously I won't be aware of. I know that in terms of projects getting delayed, it can be like the artists involved, it can be the printing companies themselves not prioritising Akroma, but perhaps bigger companies. So I completely understand these, but you can also understand the consumer base that were once so on that momentum and so involved. They feel like, what's happening to Akroma? Where is everything? And like I say, that was my thoughts in December. Still my thoughts now. We did get some, you know, Troy has been quite vocal from the team. That's been nice. We got some new teams where we play tested a lot of the Norso 2 cards. So there definitely has been an attempt. However, it still feels like the small community in Paul around the actual shop is the main community, and us who live away are very much out of the picture, unfortunately. But I want that to change. I want to be immersed into it. So I can imagine if they're having difficulties releasing chapter 2s, chapter 3s, and they've got loads of chapter 1 cards, still in store, they're trying to think, what can we do? Well, we can turn those chapter 1 cards into a new product. We can make a new format, a format and a product that we know people do like across the card game sector. And obviously, I don't think they was expecting people in the Akroma world, at least some of the older players, to be so upset. And there has been upset before. Every time change happens, I know when what did they call it? I know when they put in the rules. There was like seasonal rules. I've completely forgotten the name of it now, but there's been a few times that they put different ideas out there to mix up the format, and yeah, there's been quite a few times that people was quite upset by it. But this seems to be a big bombshell to a lot of people, and I can respect why. However, I'm still in the game. It's got me talking about it. It's got me thinking about it again. I'm actually been looking through my cards, planning to play this weekend for the first time in months. So it's had quite a positive effect on me, where it's at least got me like thinking about it, wondering how this will look. I mean, I'll definitely be making videos, opening booster sets, seeing what decks I can make. Not having the realm rule could be really fun. It's interesting because the realms were quite, especially chapter 1, they were quite designed for the mechanics to work in realm. So it'd be interesting if they can still work across realm. Also have a question of, do they expect chapter 2 to have a limited shelf life before it also gets retired and just sold in boosters? Is that maybe a cycle that would happen with them now? I suppose they're unaware until they get going. And yeah, that's about all my thoughts of it. There's been very explosive reactions, as I say. I think some people have left, or some people just at least voiced their upset. But once again, I'm still here wanting the best for the game. I hope that it works for the team, what they're doing here. I'll definitely, be buying some booster packs when they come out. I will 100% be buying Norso 2 when that finally arrives, and I'll do an unboxing on YouTube. So yeah, how do you feel about this? If you really want all chapter 1 cards not in a booster pack and you don't yet have it, then I believe that there's some good sales coming on soon. Of course, shameless promotion, you can always use my own 10% by putting in Playing Akroma in the checkout code. Brilliant. Let's see if this does create more interaction, and hopefully I'll be back with more videos myself.